Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen back for On Loose Lines live tonight. Talking harness racing. Any way you want to talk it, get involved in the show, promote your product or anything, something that's happened for the week or anything you want to get around. Two things tonight. Favourite Kilmore Cup winner, and then also who do you think is going to win the grand final? We'll keep a bit of a running tally as the comments come in. There will be a couple of comments in there. I reckon I've actually done one little mistake looking at that. We better put a couple more spaces there, I think. That'll be fine. Make it a little bit easier for people to work it out. But anyway, NRL and AFL grand finals are on this week, and good time of year. Gladly barrack for whoever, but still a proud Carlton man. Yep, that way there. Don't have a problem with that. Barracking for the Blue Bloggers. I think we did a pretty good job the other day. So always proud, always happy to be barracking for Carlton. So we need that off there. So get involved in the comment section, Facebook or YouTube, and help drive the show basically. Okay. Oops, got the audio going the wrong way. At the top of the live chat for viewers to read any message you pin. Rightio, got it. So just reading stuff as I go, learning stuff. Not a hell of a lot planned for tonight's show, but please, I want people to get involved via the comment section. If you've been on any of my platforms before, you know how they work. This show has very little structure and forward planning because that is 100% flat, that one there. So we'll get to that in a second, but please, as you tune in, we'll see your name pop up, and I want people to get involved and have a little bit of fun. Fire, as I said, would like some comments. Jeffrey Dixon, fair dinkum. Mark O'Hare is already on there too. Let's see how long my fishing expedition takes to work and go from there. Michelle Manning, hello to you as well. So Jeffrey is going for the Pies and the Panthers, so we can fix this up as we go along. So that's one. And this is how it works. We'll keep updating them as they come through and see who comes out on top. Marky O'Hare is there. Surely he can't resist. He has to come in at some stage and get involved in that. Plus, your favourite Kilmore Cup win. Plenty of good Kilmore Cups. It's a great field, terrific field this week with plenty of great runners. We'll preview quite a few of them and go from there. Took your time. Definitely took your time to come on, Mr. Mark O'Hare. Actually owns a small share, or he owns a share, it doesn't matter how big or small the shares are in any horse. He owns a share in B Little going around Kilmore Friday night. Not Cup Eve, it is actually, Grand Final Eve, a tradition that they're trying to build. So we want to try and get more and more of that going and go from there. Tyler Dew from all the way down in Invercargill. Tyler, you tune in a lot. You never type a message in. Just even say hello, mate. Don't be scared. It won't hurt in any way. A little bit of other news as well. We've got some stuff from New Zealand. I want to highlight Juddy. Hello to you. And I am going to get onto Juddy's wish list, what he was after as well, as far as catching up with other people. I've just had a pretty solid weekend with the daughter. And then, unfortunately, the reason we're 5 minutes late going, we had to fix a fence, which is what happens when you have animals. We'll catch up with some of these trainers as they're going along. Good man, Tyler. Hello to you. Got to give us a tip too, mate. You get Collingwood or Brisbane. Let's see how you go. Juddy, who are you barracking for, mate? Brisbane and you're in New South Wales, so I'm tipping you've got to go for the Penrith. But anyway, wait and see. The Kilmore Cup, cracking field. Great field. Rock and Roll Do is back again to retain or to have a crack at his title. And Brisbane, is that right, Tyler? You need a little bit more here. Is that the NRL or the AFL? But anyway, and I definitely know Juddy, and this is getting ugly now already. I don't like Brisbane Broncos. I like that, but I don't like the fact that so many people are getting involved. Tyler's going for Brisbane. I reckon we'll just give him Brisbane for both. Pies and the Southern Salute. Who's the Southern Salute, Lukey? I got no idea who the Southern Salute is. There's obviously some terminology with that. I'm going to say it's Penrith, but wait and see what he says. Tyler, I'm going to give Tyler both of the Brisbane guys the way this is going, because he won't possibly know about AFL, but that's okay. Luke Ralph, waiting to hear what the Southern Salute is anyway. But don't forget, name your favourite Kilmore Cup winner and what you've seen. If you're watching on YouTube too, I can get your comments and we can definitely put them in. Going through there, getting in early. My best moments are Poppy's 2 wins, 1981-82, Rivoli Jack 1988, and one you might know a lot of in Persistency. Yes, yeah, I was expecting that one to come up for sure. Southern Salute. I was wondering which NRL team you were on to. Yeah, there's another sentimental one. There's some good memories, actually, guys. Exactly. Sorry. I was thinking it was your football team, Lukey, so I wasn't sure. Gene Feast, hello to you, and congratulations last week. His name's escaped me, but well done. I do definitely know the horse. It's Sherlock. I'm Sherlock. Sherlock, anyway, was the horse's name. Got to remember the rest of it. I've got a tangle happening here, which we will fix up. Good to have him back into the winner's circle, getting ready for the derby in 2 weeks' time. I reckon that'll be. I'm going to have to look up that horse's name now because I'm in all sorts of trouble. Trying to remember it. People probably look at me and say, how can you not remember these horses' names? But I just have a couple running through me on the real Sherlock. I was almost there. So, yeah. Brisbane Lions, Penrith Panthers, and Rock and Roll Do last week. Righto, Tyler. Last year's winner. I can actually showcase you that one, the 2022 winner, and that is Rock and Roll Do. He's out in front and high rolling. He kicks clear. What I'm going to do, will actually throw up for Lockie for his last call of the last 200 metres of last year's Kilmore.
Straight in a scintillating 26.7. Rock and Roll Do led for home. Maxshard comes out off the pegs. Torrid Saint runs on. Honolulu Bay with a run out wider. Rock and Roll Do finds though. Rock and Roll Do kicked the way. He's got them covered. Rock and Roll Do. Torrid Saint getting through to second, but Rock and Roll Do does it easily. Rock and Roll Do first beat Torrid Saint.
And he's low flying. He's in the same sort of form as what he was last year. Tony Chibnall. Hello to you, Tone. I know who he'll be barracking for. Oh, no, I don't actually. Storm's Colours. I'm going to go Brisbane. I'm going to say Brisbane Tony's barracking for in the NRL, but I'll just wait and see because Tony is a very, very passionate Melbourne Storm supporter. He has a horse called Storm's Colours. His colours are purple. I'm not sure what the rest of them are, but there's purple and white. I know that much. That's for sure, Tone. So should be able to get you on at some stage. Barry Phillips. Brisbane for both and go Kango. I don't mind Kango, Barry. Actually, I'm a little bit the same as yourself. I think, Chris Alford could suit him. And, it could be a little bit interesting. It's a good field. It's a very, very good field. We'll get the field up. Anyone that hasn't seen the Kilmore Cup field, I hate this HR Victorian, the way it works. That you've got to hover over things, but we won't get into too much trouble there. It's not so much that I hate it, but yeah, I actually say too, one of my things that I love, and one of my bugbears, if you like. If this was Kilmore, if this was in New Zealand, we would have that in yellow or orange to say that it's a feature race for the night. So anyway, but it's not, so we won't dwell on that, but I do love how they do it. We've got a couple of races to show from New Zealand in a little bit, and it's so easy to pick it up. Galen McKinnon, hello to you. Acknow, Loyalist, Curly James, Treachery, Max Delight, Kango, drawn 6. That's where Rock and Roll Do won from last year. He's got to come from 7. Better Eclipse, Beyond Delight, Tough Tilly, New Attack Prince, Tay Tay, and your first emergency is Outlaw Man. And it is a cracking field. it is not the best field of free-for-all horses going around down the southern hemisphere. Go from there, Scott Purdon. I'm not putting that in. I'll leave it up there, but I'm not putting it in, not acknowledging that we need umpires, that's for sure. So, yeah, we've got 4-3 Collingwood and Brisbane and 2-3 Penrith and Brisbane. Actually, I think that's wrong. Doesn't matter. No one's really going to hold me to it, that's for sure. Right, we might actually go to New Zealand because there's been a bit going on actually in New Zealand. We've got a few Kiwis on. It's actually an hour later, so it's actually 9:15 over there for a lot of the Kiwis at the minute. Jeff Dixon will act now. If act now leads, Do will most likely end up in the breeze. Mickey doesn't die wondering. He's one person that's not scared to put the foot down, Jeffrey. So I don't know about that. You might be right, but I don't know. So in New Zealand at the minute, there it is there. So they are doing the Beyond Blue, of course, for prostate cancer awareness in New Zealand. So this is the winners from last week. So I didn't get them into my New Zealand show because I actually recorded it the night before. Courtney never got these to me. $20,000 they're up to in raising funds for it. So well done to those guys there. And then they've had 36 individual winners. Last week's winners were Blair Orange, Nathan Williamson with Blair with 11, Nathan with 5, Johnny Cox 4, Zach Butcher 4, Matty White 4, Matty Williamson 3, Robbie Close 3, and Mark Hurrell 2. Mark Hurrell actually had a pretty ordinary fall, if you would like to say that. I do actually have the footage, but it's a little bit of the footage that coming from the boys the other day from what they were doing. Corbin, I forgot his name, Corbin Newman wins, and he went the early salute, as you can see, which is always dangerous. But you can just see up the top, a little bit of carnage, a little bit worried about the goat. Nathan Williamson's running action. I think he definitely needs to look at how he runs. He needs a little bit of shoeing in front. He's a little bit loose with the front hands. But here's a replay of the race. And you'll see here that Matt Hurrell gets taken out and hits the crowd bad. But Corbin Newman takes out the chockies and gets a win very, very comfortably. But I think well done to the boys. And the one thing I will say, see how they're all dressed up. They wore capes, the whole box and dice. I'll go back here and show this one here. They did a great job, the boys. They had a fair bit of gear on, so I think it was well done to them. They getting into the spirit and having a lot of fun. So while we're on to those guys, 4 race meetings this week, and I'm just going to make sure I'm into. So they've got Cambridge and Gore. Gore's a grass track from memory. That does say no. Gore's not a grass track actually. Gore, sorry, I apologise. Yeah, Gore's not. They've got 10 races at Gore on Wednesday, which is unusual. Thursday, sorry. Last updated Wednesday, sorry. Thursday they've got 2 meetings. One at Cambridge on the North Island and then Gore down the bottom of the South Island. Tyler Dew, if you're watching, can you get a winner for us? At Gore, we'll put him under pressure. Timaru on Sunday. They don't race on Saturday in New Zealand. Gore on all-weather track, first time in about 5 years. I thought that. I went out there and actually had a look while I was down last year. Tyler, you've got to get on to the next part now. Can you give us a winner? We'll hold you to that one in a minute. Hello, Claire Payne. Claire Payne has tuned in, and we'll get to the Inter-Dominion nominations soon. Phil Crack, Brisbane go the Lions. Is that for both, Phil, or just for the Collingwood and Brisbane game? So anyway, we've fixed that one up there. I reckon it will be, but we'll give Brisbane another one. Give the Broncos another go on the other side. He may or may not want to, but that's okay, Phil. You have to tell me any different if you don't want to. Rightio. So now, for the minute, we'll go back to this one here. Cut to that. And it is a pretty big card. First race is at 4:46. So now I've got to work this out back to 3 hours. So that'll be at 1:45 Australian time, which is can race both grass and all. Thank you very much, Barry Phillips. Major Art, Willison, and Sakatera. So Tyler's going, hang on, right, we better get out of here. we better go to Gore. So Tyler's given us 3 while we're here. So he hasn't helped me with the races, but we'll find them. He doesn't have a runner in that race, so he doesn't. That's not one of his. Who are we going for? Major Art. There's a, what's that? A trot with about 4 first starters. Good fields as always here. Where is he? What races, Tyler? I'm having all sorts of trouble. Hopefully they're in your name. They should be in your name. Not having a lot of luck. This is at Gore. What race are we up to? Race 8. Might have to go looking for horses because they might not be in Tyler's name. I thought Tyler had his own name as a trainer. Okay, let's look at that. Oh, he has none in. Ah, there are his tips. Okay, so you could have given me the race numbers then. Let's see if we can't find any of these tips here as we're going along. Major Art, Williston and Succulent. I'll find them. Got to find them somewhere. He's going to give me. He'll give me the race numbers in a minute and make my life a lot easier. Right, Major Art, Mark Hurrell, Craig Ferguson, race 4, number 2. It's had one start for a 3-year-old. One start, sorry, for a 3rd. When you click on the horses here, they sometimes have the comments. They haven't done the comments just yet. Rightio, sorry, I'm getting confused here. I'm getting 2 lots of messages. AS Sakatara was the other horse. Where'd Tyler's message go? It is race 1, number 1. Easy way to start the day off. Blair Orange and Darren Kest. First up from a spell. Only had a couple of... It's only had... I don't think F means fell. It might. But I don't know the answer to that. If that is what that means. Fell. It must be. Gone from there, and the last race for Wilson. He's saving me time. Well done to you, Tyler. We don't have any odds, but we will keep an eye on these. Don't you worry about that. We'll actually keep an eye on them for next week's show. Oliver Kite, good young man, works for Nathan Williamson, and Mark Jones got the junior driver lift there. Well, I can say on form they're not going to be favourites. F does mean fell, so he's tipping. All right, so there'll be some value here. Let's go back to this horse. It's in race 1. It's had a fall, then a spell. It's come back for a 3rd, then it's had another spell. So there could be a bit of value for you. So that'll be 11 o'clock Australian time, 2 o'clock, 10 past 2 on Thursday. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock tomorrow, race 1, number 1. Get involved in that, and that'll actually be pretty cool. And go from there. I haven't chatted about Melton tomorrow. Got everyone going everywhere. They're all under $2. Oh, Tyler, doesn't matter. We don't ruin the story with the facts. Right. Big meeting coming up at Addington on Friday night. The big card, as I said, 1:45 Australian time. They start over here and go from there. 2-year-old trot. Sometimes these are 2-year-old and up. For 2-year-old trotters, yep, this is a full 2-year-old trot. Look at that. At 11 horses, a couple of very well-bred horses there. I think Tinkerbell is a What the Hill. Tactical Bid is obviously a tactical landing. Life of Whip, I did look this horse up. Might be Father Patrick. The Merc. Caleb, I don't know that person at all. Royal Aspirations, good New Zealand trotter. Doing a good job. He's closely related to Sundon. Muscle Mass for Matty Williamson. And Bounce and Beyond, I do know this horse. It's out of Dead Cat Bounce, and it's by Majestic Sun. Excellent at recent trials. So good field there. What have we got there? A 48 to 60, $20,000 race. Look at these 13 horses. This is what I'm showing some of the people here in Australia. Gemma Smallman, Shelley Wicks, hello to you guys. This is a trot with 16 runners all going around. So that's a good field. There's some really good sized fields coming up. This has got a couple of faster class horses. I would imagine these are some of the horses that missed out. 61 and faster discretionary. Now, I don't know if this is a field that missed out on this other race, because when you see the size of it, yeah, it's a good field, that's for sure. Muscle Mountain, here he is. He returns 7:42, so that'll be 4:42. Tune in. Make sure you tune in to watch Muscle Mountain and Artie by the Hill go back to battle. But of course, you've got Majestic Sun there, plus Midnight Dash, Eurocash, I Dream of Genie, and Time Up the Hill. I'll tell you one thing I will highlight while we're here, going into there, is Katie Cox. This year, she has had 103 starts as a driver, 13 wins, 12 seconds, 20 thirds. So she's almost at 50% in the top three. Person a lot of Australians won't know a lot about, and doing a terrific job. They talk a lot over there about the UDRs, and hers are at 2.5. 2,500, sorry, 2.5. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Katie going terrific. It's great to see actually. The Lazarus Stakes, $25,000 3-year-old. You see there we've got real classy field. Triple G went down when returning first up. Don't Stop Dreaming returns because he was the Derby win. No, he won the good 2-year-old race. Watermelon Sugar, Alta Meteor, Triple G, Who's to Like, Coney Island Lou won last up, Bolito, Charlie Brown, Mighty Flying Superstar, and Boris Kane for Regan Todd. He's got some good draws, Reggie. I don't know if it's preferential draw or whatever, but that is a good draw. And have a look at this. The Lamb and Haywood Canterbury Classic stand at Group 2, $60,000 in stakes. And have a look at this field. And I might be able to show you the full field because my mouse doesn't want to play the game. Mighty Louis for Corbin Newman, winner of the Blue Bolt, is 18. We'll go back to the top. BD Joe, Krug, McAndrew Aviator, Beach Ball, He's a Sport, Artie's Express, Corvallis Star, Self Assured Return, and Republican Party, 2 runs back from a spell, was better last start. Mossdale Ben is already got his automatic inclusion into the New Zealand Cup, as has Artie's Express. Got you covered. Pembroke Playboy, All American Lover, Akuta, One Change, and as I said, Mighty Louis for the Duns at the bottom of the page. Absolute cracking field. And yes, so those other horses didn't get a start. Bark and Smithy's Terror both missed out. 18 horse free for all. We have got a great Kilmore Cup, but that's got to make a lot of people jealous. And it's a mobile by the looks. Yeah, it's a mobile event. So, yep, 18 horses in a mobile event. It'd be awesome to see that here in Australia. But it doesn't happen. $20,000 trot. And then the Woodlands stud these spring championships, because Woodlands sponsor, I forget how many it is. There's a stack of them. I do wear a Woodlands hat. Have got a Woodlands hat on right as we speak. But that wasn't the reason for it. They actually got Life's a Beach going around in their colours as well. So some really good races coming up at New Zealand. That's why I couldn't get out of it. Couldn't work out why I couldn't get out of it on this weekend. So make sure you tune in or keep in touch with Over the Ditch, and you'll be able to go from that. Ask a question and see how many people believe me. Scotty, we're not getting involved in that. I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong. It's just we're going to leave that one alone. Little brother is on there. And go from there. It is a standing start. Barry Phillips, the big race at Addington. Doesn't say stand. Oh, yes, it does. In brackets, you peanut. Of course it does. So, be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get things uniform? So, I'll just do it. Oh, I can't do it that way. Just give me a sec. If it's a feature race in New Zealand, it is orange. So, what I'll do here, we'll go back to, we haven't had a look at Cambridge. Now, I did have a look at it earlier, so we don't want to expand all. Yep. So when you go through, so you can see here, blue, 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 blue. They're not nothing races. Please don't take it that way, but they're not group races or listed races. There's a $25,000 Neville Yard. That's a size stakes race that will be. That's a 5th heat. That's a cool race, that. Wicked Wonder, Kahlua Flyby, Akusla McCree, I'll go with. Penny Black, Courtney Kardash, Rocker Philly, Self-Exclusion, Mantra Bay Unbeaten for Zach Butcher, and there's an exciting mare as well as Ocean Art. But back to what I was trying to explain and how cool I reckon what New Zealand do is that part there. And you'll see here, we'll reduce them all there. So that is the main race for the night. But if there's feature races on, because there's a good trot on there, the race 6 is a very, very good trot, $20,000. Great field of horses. But this is Group 2. I think they go down to the listed. Barry, you might be able to help me there. But I definitely didn't see the standing start in brackets there. So that was actually my bad. Going from that. So there's a little bit of inconsistency because the Phil Kennard and Glennis Kennard and cheerio to Glennis. Hopefully she's on the mend. She's been a little bit under the weather for a long time, but hopefully she's getting there. Is listed as a mobile race. Mobile pace. It's interesting. A little bit of inconsistency because you'll see down there race 10 and 11, mobile pace not in brackets. But you go up to 7 and 8, they're both in brackets. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, three's a mobile. Three's a mobile, so and the rest must be stands. Albeit that they don't have them, so could possibly get it a little bit better than that as well. Please, I'm not knocking. I love the idea of being able to go there and know which races are the feature races, and it's the same with the results. You get to see that too, so and go from there. I have to go back. There was a couple other comments going through. Scotty Purdon wants to give the umpires a hard time. We don't do that here. There was one here that I missed. I know I did because it had something to do with Michael House. I saw it very quickly. Major Art, I've noticed. Have I missed your chat about Melton tomorrow? No, Michelle, we will get to that. Yep, I hope he tips better than Mr. House. Yep, we will hold him to that. But yeah, and of course, Mark Purdon has got his thoroughbred going around, which has made plenty of TV, plenty of the news going forward as well. We've got Inter Dominion updates to come up as well. One I want to highlight, I keep saying this, but Cossa TV, don't forget your footy tips too. If you're getting involved, put your footy tips in and go from there. But Cossa TV on YouTube, I think they are on Facebook as well, but I encourage people to watch them. The Mohawk Millions was on last week, and I must say huge thank you to the guys at Cossa TV for allowing me to show this $1 million trot race. It's a slot race with a kicker, because if you win the William Wellwood, you gain free entry. And I think I need someone possibly to clarify this. I think it's 2 weeks ahead, but when you win that, you get in. And it raises a few curly ones. Don't worry about that. One of the owners of one of the slots, Giorgino, I think his name was, he bought a slot and he also put his own horse in that slot, and then he drove in the $1 million race, and he held the front on the 99-1 pop in front, and I think he had his stablemates behind the leader. So slot races are different, that is for sure. But I am going to highlight it here, and as I said, thank you very much to Cossa TV for allowing me to do this. Just see the horse jumping off stride out wide, and I'll, if you give me 1 second, we'll go back to it just in case anyone hasn't seen it. It's a horse the third widest horse there is a horse called TCI. That is his name. I do know what it stands for. But he jumps off stride in $1 million race, and you would think to yourself, well, that's it. It's all over. As I said, it's the 99-1 pop in front with Tactical Strike, and he holds the lead. You can see the horse has just got trotting there at the back of the field. I'll scrub it forward a little bit. We might go. We'll go about there, I think. And he is still second Second last, yeah, he's just second last. That's him, the lone horse there now, last, getting Yannick Gringard's horses galloped. They don't do this in America, and they never make up this much ground. Plus, this is a feature race, so here we are. We'll have Mark McKelvey's last 100, 150.
Tom, TCI on the far outside is coming on. There's 6, 7 across. TCI digging in though is Tennessee Tom. TCI, Tennessee Tom, TCI. You gotta be kidding me. TCI wins the million. Second was Tennessee Tom. Allegiant was third. 154 and 3.
So we had TCI winning, beating a horse called Tennessee Tom. Talk about having a big night at the office. Both horses are trained by Ron Burke. He had 4 horses in for the night. TCI is by Kentab Hall. Tennessee Tom, I forget what he was by. I actually did look him up as well. And going from there. Yeah. Anyway, Ron Burke, but he also then turned around and won the Canadian Trotters Classic with Celebrity Bambino. Yannick Gingras drove that horse. That horse was a Muscle Hill, and went on there. So it was a great night of racing, full stop in over there. And as I said, watch this footage. If you want to go back and watch any of the replays, go to Costa TV. And go to the live section. They have them there. You can watch all of the replays live, so the whole coverage. It's cool coverage. It's very good. You get back to the stables. They get to talk to a few people as well. But really good night. Jody Jamieson drove a horse called Captain's Quarters. I can't think of the horse that he was taking on. I was actually watching it at Werribee, and they were talking about this horse being the best horse in the world over there. And I can't think of his name. Anyway, Captain's Quarters basically pulled his pants down. Jody Jamieson, very, very impressive drive, and he was terrific. So I encourage people to go and watch that. I think it was about it was a race before actually the Canadian Classic, so it was about the 3rd or 4th last race for coverage. And then there was another horse there, a Bettor's Delight mare, who they paid $65,000 for at the sales, called It's a Love Thing. She races with one eye, and she's a beast. And she's a horse to keep following as well. It's a good little story too. So she was awesome there winning that, the daughter of Bettor's Delight. I was going to say there too, sorry, that TCI cost $150,000 at the sales and has won just shy of $2 million. I think he goes around next week. Sorry, $1 million. He goes around next week and he will break the $1 million barrier. So if he wins, of course, and he's a very, very classy horse. The name TCI, Google Turks Caicos, CAICOS Island. They were holidaying there. The owners were holidaying there, and they were asking for some support. And I believe people go there and get involved with the like they have holidays. It's in Barbados, I believe, or thereabouts. Google it. You can Google it now if you like, or Google it at the end of the show, yeah, you'll get to have a look at it. It's a wow island, I can tell you that right now. Very, very impressive island to look at. Right, Paul Tompkinson, Patrick Tompkinson, sorry. Don't mind who wins the grand final, but I'll jump on Collingwood because apparently McRae is a trots man. McRae is a trots man. Well, okay, I'll give you that. I can't bring myself to barrack for him, but yeah, it was. I did actually have breakfast years ago with Tommy Hafey. That was one of the great thrills of mine as a child. Jack Caldo used to say that he knows him and knows him very well. And yeah, one day we walk in there to have breakfast, and there was T-shirt Tommy Hafey. So yeah, it was cool to see. Jeffrey Dixon. I see they're looking at putting on slot race for trotters on the same night as a pacing slot race in New Zealand. Yes, that has been mooted for a little while, Jeffrey. So, yep, wouldn't doubt it. There is talk of another slot race too, but until those things come to fruition, we'll leave that alone. It's a little bit... no, I'll leave it alone. I'm a little bit frustrated with all this banter about people not not reporting stuff and not saying stuff, and then other people having a chip and a crack. I think our industry is better than that, and I think we wait till the findings get handed down and we'll go from there. Jared Maloney, hello to you as well, Jared. And the Swan Hill Stallion Tender, I believe every horse was sold. Every tender was taken up, with the exception of Centenaria. Creatine, I got it eventually, was the only horse that wasn't took up in the tender. So yeah, which is a great result. So well done to Swan Hill. The Bendigo one is actually still live, so we can do it this way. We can do anything the way we want to do it. Bendigo harness. BHRC, it is a tricky little site to find. If you type in Bendigo harness, it brings up an old site, which they should possibly fix. They did have their night last night, of course, with the Palmer night, so hopefully that went well, and anyone that went there, hopefully they had a Palmer. But of course, the 2023 Stallion Tender closes September 27. Grant Campbell was on earlier. Of course, Pastor Stephen, full brother to Father Patrick, is available there for $4,950. You get the option of a $2,000 Stallion voucher, a voucher to be used on either Dancing in the Dark M or Sky Valley. So you can purchase that to be spent obviously at Aldebaran Park, and then Ride High set his track record, and at the time was a race record in 1:49. It might actually still be a race record in Australia, fastest mile in Australia. 1:49.1 at Bendigo a few years ago. And I know to keep telling Brett Coffey that I was actually there. I was one of the few people that was lucky enough to be there. So yep, if you want to get involved in that, go to BHRC and then follow the clicks to the Stallion Tender. You'll see the pop down at the top, and then go down there, follow the links and get involved with those three. So Pastor Stephen, $2,000 for Sky Valley or Dancing in the Dark M, and Ride High for Alabar Farms as well. Getting in at Darren Ray, hello to you. Alan Wombwell, hello to you. And Nelly, hello to you, Nelly Melba. You didn't tune in on my YouTube page, you quite often do. Scott Purdon has gone for Brisbane for both. So I do like that as well, and go from there. So don't forget, if you are watching, you haven't given me your tips, don't stress, get involved and let us know who you think's going to win it. Highlight some of the best Kilmore Cup wins we've had as well, because we've had wins from horses like Poppy has come up quite a few times. Persistency came up as well. I liked last year's. I liked a few of them, but I just thought last year's was just as good as a few of the latest ones. So yep, come and put a highlight up. Might be a reason why some of those. Of course, Southern Salute, of course. Lukey Ralph put that horse up there as well. Tiara Stride was served by Dancing in the Dark M. She's got everything crossed. There's been a few. It's interesting actually. We get a few foal photos. There's a lot of people putting up the scan of the positive test. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how people who are not involved in horses actually see that and what they think about that. That's for sure. But anyway, it's all different going forward. Huge meeting. Jeffrey Dixon. Brisbane Lions haven't won at the MCG this year. I think it's even worse than that. What they have or haven't been able to win at. But yeah, so it's all good. Travis Preston definitely. Brisbane by a point after the siren, and Southern Salute, RIP Frankie and Fabian, absolutely. And that was what I said just a little bit earlier. A little bit earlier on, I must say, Trav, it was one of the better wins. See if I can find it. What was I going to do before that? Everyone that's sitting on here, there's not a lot else on TV because that's what they do. Stanley Dunlop, safe and sound Kilmore Cup off 20 metre handicap, and go the Lions. I love this now. There's no Collingwood bashing. There's no umpire bashing. Evening, Paul. I use both platforms, whichever the best sound quality. Why is there a different sound quality, Nelly? Must be the reception. Bev Williamson from, I'm pretty sure you're from New Zealand, Bev. It might be Phil, you never know. Hello to you. Well known the other night with Ignite. Pretty sure it was Ignite. So, Isolate, sorry. It was a great win last week at Addington. So, right here. I'm going to try and find, just give me 1 sec. Before I do that, we'll just go, show the Kilmore Cup field there before. And I've got a couple of people asking me to say hi, Tribeca's Kilmore Cup. Yeah, actually, Grant, that is right. That was massive because that was a small field. It was a very, very small field that night. I can't think of the horse. I know Mazzini ran third. Just trying to think of the horse he got up over the top of. Anyway, it was a good win, you're right. And then he's cheeky enough to turn around and say, make sure you get in touch with him for bookings. I have no issues at all with that. I don't have any issues with anyone using this platform in any way to go from there. But go back and watch it. Grant and I, we did a catching up with the kids, and yeah, it was pretty cool going back and watching a few of those videos, and he was massive. I possibly could find that video, but I won't. I am going to go this way first, and we'll see. I'm not saying I will be able to. We'll just see if we can't, because sometimes they actually aren't there. So horses racing performance, and I've just got to find what date the Kilmore Cup was that he won. He ran 12th there at Kilmore, 2nd there at Kilmore. He won there. That was a $30,000 race. So we're going back to 1985. 30th of October 1985. Jackie Gibson. Hello to you, Jack. Shadow Sacks. That's right. Thanks, Grano. And the Broncos. That's interesting. Although I suppose you do holiday there, so that would be one of the ones. But good to see you. Having a good run too, Jackie, with a lot of the horses. She's got a couple of horses in the New South Wales Breeders' Bonus scheme. So 30th of October 1995. Right, we've got to go here. I'm getting there. Anyone wondering what I'm doing? I hate this site. Seriously. We'll go this way. We've got to go the slow way. Just bear with me. I should have showing you what I do. 30th of October, 1995. Geez, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Hey. Was that when I said? Because unfortunately, if that's the case, it won't go back far enough. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't show that race. I'd have to find it on YouTube. And that's a little bit trickier than... 30th of October 1995. And it will not go back any earlier than 2013, which is disappointing. So, unfortunately, I can't show you that race. I keep smiling. That's the name of the horse, and I'm sure Jackie does as well. So, don't you worry about that. It's related to a couple of the other horses with the one eye. Disappointing that. Sorry about the guys with Southern Salute, but yeah, it was a good win, and rest in peace to both those two gentlemen as well. So, Paige Ashwood, hello to you. I'm going there. I'm going to try and find this if I can. Just bear with me. It's got me now. I have to see how I go. Problem is this computer's too far away to type with, but we might be able to find it. (1982, 1980, 83, Winfield Cup). Didn't come up. I typed in Southern Salute. Kilmore Cup one. Got the 1988 Kilmore Cup, 1982. I'll just try one other thing. Let's see if we can get it this way. No. That was in 95. Golden Rain won the Inter-Dominion in 95. America's Cup Team New Zealand versus Australia 1. Plenty of stuff on here. Kelly Kersley, suspension, bag limit. But unfortunately, no Kilmore Cup going there. Harness winner will give you the result, but there won't be a replay. Yeah, I went into YouTube Grano to see if it was there, and unfortunately it wouldn't come up. But I can do this. This is the 1982 Kilmore Pacing Cup. This is one of Poppy's wins. Bear with me, we go like this. Now I've got to do the audio's a little bit dodged, but
second and Paul Command going up. On the fence, Adios Supreme, then Capella caught outside Modern Man. A length further back, down to a length and a half, Rule 3 on the outside of Gypsy Butler, a length Brett Eaton. 2 lengths further back, Romantic Chris, and Popular Arm lasted. He's about 12 to 15 lengths from the lead. At the 1350 metre mark, and it's Buster Punter about a metre in front of Paul Command. On the fence, Adios Supreme and Copperway now getting a cart home. He's one out and one back, a length further back, Capella caught on the fence, Modern Man. Down to his 4 back and 1 deep, a length, Rule 3, and he's coming again now, Popular Arm. He's pulling out again and starting to come around Brett Eaton. There followed Brett Eaton's come out again. He was slightly checked again, Popular Arm. Brett Eaton racing most untractably. Twice he's tried to go and Brett Eaton's run straight into him. As they come down the straight, well back in the field, Gypsy Butler and Romantic Chris is last of all. Packing up with a lap to go in the cup, Buster Punter ahead in front of Paul Command. Then on the fence behind them, Adios Supreme from Copperway. Rule 3 is out 3 deep and starting to come around Capella Court. Modern Man can't get out. Brett Eaton is going home on the back of Rule 3. Then Dowder, now Popular Arms latched onto the back of Brett Eaton. They're followed further back by Gypsy Butler and last of all Romantic Chris. Down the back they run at the 600 metre mark. Buster Punter about a metre in front of Paul Command, and Rule 3 is gathering him in quickly. Rule 3 wide out the track, has raced to the front now. Out the centre, Rule 3 leads the lead from Buster Punter, Copperway, and now Popular Arm is out 6 wide and he's out after Rule 3. Gives him 3 lengths start. On the circle about 400 metres to go. It's Rule 3 out about 2 or 3 in front. Popular Arm is starting to wear him down, then Brett Eaton and further back Copperway. Rule 3 turns for home about 5 metres in front. Here he comes, Popular Arm storming down the outside from Brett Eaton. Rule 3, the lead of the back marker is wearing him down. Rule 3 just in front. Popular Arm has grabbed him now. Then Brett Eaton from Capella Court. He takes the lead. Popular Arm close to the line. Flying home Adios Supreme, but Popular Arm wins the cup. Popular Arm has won. An enormous effort. He's won at a metre and a half to Adios Supreme. Capella Court. Then Brett Eaton.
When he was a champ, when the public knew he was a champ, did you come back, the roar he got ovation, was there a lump in your throat?
right, sorry, trying to fix up me thing. Craig Judd says fast forward. We've had quite a few other people in there, but it was all good, good there. Hopefully people enjoyed it anyway. You can actually still see here the audio.g says there, everyone needs a poppy in their stable. Anyway, I was giggling about the whip actions. I think few of them would have been in trouble. Fast forward, Michelle Arnett or Geelong tonight, Rightio, the girls are trying to get me to get onto some of those, which we will. See you New York, I think the horse was called, for John Langdon. Sting Like a Bee, great run. Of course, he passed away just the other day. David Smith, Just Believe last year. Of course, the Trotters Cup. The Trotters Cup's a little bit disappointing this year, just on numbers, especially when you look at those ones in New Zealand. But anyway, that's Melton. I've got to go to Melton. The girls are telling me I've got to get on to Melton in a sec, which we will. I promise we will. It'll be fine. But we'll get back to the Trotters Cup here as well. Someone's tipping Collingwood. Hang on, just making sure I get through all of the comments. Blue Stream Pictures. Collingwood, Brisbane draw with the Lions winning in extra time. Penrith to make it a three-peat. So who'd you pick? Brisbane. Right, so we got Brisbane. A lot more love for the Brisbane, which is to be understandable. And Penrith there, they needed some help. Penrith, I thought they would have been favourites there as well. Great race. Something you didn't know about me at the time, Paul. I broke Adios Supreme in was a lovely horse. No, you're right, Jeffrey. Didn't know that. Like finding out things on this show, especially from some of the regulars. MC Labour Trot. MC Labour. Sorry, Kilmore Trotters Cup, 7 horses, Blue Comb and Zarem, Victory Hill, Bullion Harry, the Penny Drops, 1 Overall, and Ola Vici going around. 1 Overall, of course, won the Maryborough Cup the other day. Ola Vici's come back in good form. Victory Hill led and was... did it lead? No, it didn't. Hand it up, that's right. Handed up to 1 Overall. Penny Drops was a little bit better last start. 4th, Bullion Harry's going terrific. Blue Coman and Zarem, they'll be back on the fence and trying to get over the top of them. So probably just disappointing on numbers. Actually, one of the other good races on that card is the Reg Withers 3-year-old. Only a small field, but a lovely field of horses there in perfect class. Viking, Deuce Goop, Our Vincent Can Go, Endam Bay, Roryville, and Final Collect, $20,000 there. So the Trotters Cup, and then the 7-11 Cup, $20,000 race. With some very, very nice paces in that race as well. So it's good racing. Kilmore, Friday night, don't forget, the Kilmore Pacing Cup going forward. Sorry, just trying to keep up to all of my comments and that going there. Rightio. Right, before we get on to a few of these other races in Victoria, there's a couple of races I like to highlight different, and that Western Australia Friday night, Gloucester Park, they have got the Channel 7 2-year-old Golden Slipper, and I can promise I'm going to upset a few people here. Hell of that, $150,000, and what a field of horses it's got there. Boys and girls taking on each other. Exceptional Armour, the filly, taking on horses like Vegas Strip, Brought to Light, and going from there. American Ideal, he's well represented actually. He's got 3 of the runners, and 2 of those are Vegas Strip and Exceptional Armour. I think the other one actually is the Little Master, all in the market as well. So good field of horses, great racing there in Perth, and there will be plenty more good racing going on there. Just got to make sure I've got everything on my run sheet done. Don't forget my sponsors, both Woodlands and Harasta Trotters. There's the Harasta Trotters stay in roster for 23-24. EL Titan on a street, classic connection, used to me, always ready and on solitaire, available in New Zealand. And the boys there with Frozen Seaman. It was actually interesting. TCI won the William Wellwood, and that was the same race that On a Streak actually won. So he won that race as well. And then Woodlands, I don't know why. Oh, maybe that's it. I do have it. Wow, that's easy to find. The stay-in roster there for the team at Woodlands with Better's Delight, Down by the Seaside, Speeding Spurs, Sweet Lou, What the Hell, American Ideal, and Lather Up. And you can see their service fees all available there. And of course, Sweet Lou just had a huge week, winning at Ohio and Delaware, the Little Brown Jug with It's My Show. Cannibal didn't go. He's just a superstar horse. Plus there's a filly there. Hopefully going to get an interview with Diamond Creek in the next day or two, and in regard to their sales and going from there. But I did have this one here. I highlighted it last week, but this is just some of the YouTube channels I've been able to find. If you like your American racing, get on there and watch them. Go back and watch this. Just hit stop. But basically, Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, Rideau, Carlton Raceway, and Flambeau Downs, plus Costa TV. Keep you up to date with most, or a lot of it. Anyway, the Ohio one does a lot of the fairs. So if you ever want, I watched one yeah, it's not all big tracks and keen, easy racing over there. That is for sure. But it's a little bit of everything going on over there. But yep. Anyway, it was a 2-horse race and it was quite enjoyable to watch. I'm going to get in trouble here because I was actually away last weekend, so I reckon little look here. No, so I wonder when the Breeders' Blue changes races are on. Must be 2 weeks' time. Jackie or Juddy? When are the heats of those? I thought I might have missed them, but no, definitely didn't miss them. So I wonder when those races are on. Anyway, Mildura this week as well. So, highlighted Kilmore, done that. Righto, let's just talk. Let's see if Michelle's still there or she's not. G wanted to highlight a couple of winners tonight, or a couple of horses, sorry, from Geelong. I can tell you the first race was won by Elderbarron Spartacus, Darren Cole, Jackie Barker. Mark Purden and Greg Sugars won with High Step. Of course, Highgate. I think they're unbeaten in fillies, being over here in Australia. Daughter of Father Patrick, 2-year-old filly, being Dreams of Love for Benny Orban. And Kai Valley Michael. And race number 3 is on in 2 minutes. So if you want to get your bets on, Better Saint having its first start. For Vince Vallelonga, Jackie Law takes a drive. And that's all. So, G, what horse do you want to highlight for me at Geelong tonight for all the listeners to get involved and follow? Trying to just see. Up and About, I believe, will be the horse that that was a bit cheeky. I reckon there was a comment before, something about Up and About. No. Anyway, I did actually want to highlight that other part too. So please, let me know the horse going around tonight there. The one thing I did want to highlight, sorry, the Inter-Dominion noms were out, and if you haven't seen them, we'll go back this way. We'll go up to that. Get all that other race. So the trotters are on, and I noticed that at least Chris Vanayo's got at least 4 runners. Claire Payne was on there before as well, but they're in alphabetical order, not in their entry, I suppose, if you like. But Adele, Affair to Cover, Anywhere Hugo, RC Phoenix, Aurora Kai, Brownlow Prince, Bullion Harry going around tomorrow night, Friday night, sorry, in the Kilmore Cup as well. So got a good field. Constantinople, the Trua Memorial winner for the trot. I don't know if that was the inaugural one. They tried to get it up and going a little while ago. But yeah, not sure. I'm Ready Jet, Anton Galino. Just Believe, Jess Tubbs. Jess has also got 1 overall in there. I think I saw him. Yeah, 1 overall is there. Olivici, of course, going around. A lot of Kiwis there. Unfortunately, not the good boy, but that's okay. Just try and keep a little eye on if there is any New Zealand trainers with horses in. Plymouth Chubb, Powder Keg. Queen Alida is entered. Of course, this is only the inaugural noms or the initial noms. Sean and Jason McNulty have got Travel Bug in. Visionary, What's Up Majestic. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like. Oh yeah, there we are. Phil Williamson, Loving the Port, winner of the Rowe Cup last year, and that's the only New Zealand horse coming across for it. And then we'll go to the Pacers, the Penny Drops. He is there, and of course Murray Law. There was a big article on that. He's coming back in it. No Purden runners, no. Dot's got Up and About in race 7 tonight at Geelong. Yep, I thought that was the case, and that'll be why her reception will be a bit better. Hello to you, Ronnie Francis, and plenty of other people, and good luck to her with Up and About. Victorians going there. Emma Stewart has got Act Now, Amor Vitar, the filly taking on the boys. Beat City for Alex Ashwood, better eclipse. I'm just going to do the Victorians, might keep it a bit simpler and quicker. Better Be the Bomb, Sonia Smith. Better Be the Bomb. Beyond Delight, that's a change of stable. Yeah. Where are we here? Going back down here. Bulletproof Boy is going. Captain Ravishing has been entered. Copy that is from New Zealand. Curly James. Don Lou, just trying to see. Encipher has been entered. Haliver for Johnny Justice. I believe Johnny might have been taking a couple of trotters up there. Hit the Road Jacker for Danny Mullen. Hit the Road Jack, sorry. Honolulu Bay. Jack Butler's got hot and treacherous. He's a great man for Campbell's comments. Hurricane Harley. Cosmos for Julie Douglas. They're having a huge run at the minute. Ladies in red. Mac Dan, Majestic Cruiser. Max Delight. He's going around the Kilmore Cup. Nuratak Prince going around the Kilmore Cup as well. Perfect Stride. Rock and Roll Do for Mickey Stanley, of course. Serge Blanco for Steve Duffy. Simply Sam for Ray Green. A couple of Kiwis are going across. Queensland, Western Australia Horse Steal the Show. That's interesting. Treachery. Western Sonador. And then a couple of the New South Wales horses in Wales. She's a rock star. Zeus Promac and Where You've Been Bopping. Going through there. Just going to have a little look for a horse, but I can't see him because I can't remember his name. Anyone wondering what I'm doing? Bugger, can't remember his name and I can't see him in there. It doesn't start with an A, I know that. That's okay. All right, so the Inter-Dominion fields are out, so that'll be actually pretty cool for people to keep an eye on and go from there. Now, Michelle is still watching patiently because on Thursday at Melton, we have got the Need for Speeds stepping out, a couple of them. A couple of small fields, a couple of OK fields. I'm just second. Princess. Tornado Valley Trot, and then the Prince. Okay, so we've got two princes and two princesses. Yep. And then the other one must be 2-year-old race. I don't actually know. We'll get to that in a sec. Armal Valor, Valerie Lane won last start at Hamilton. Aldebaran Miley, Glamour Stride needs a change of luck. Majestic Tooth, Virginia Clovers for Anna Donnelly, James Herbertson. She's Ruby Roo and Sky's the Limit. The Need for Speed for the 3-year-old trotting colts. Prince of Rock drawn to 1. My Personal Jet, Majestic Mover. Stevie G, unfortunately, by the sounds of things, is no longer with us. Macho Mari, Kai Valley Anthony, and the Locomotive. They keep meeting these two horses, Prince of Rock and the Locomotive. That's in the heats. They've got to go through to the final. Rocking with Attitude gets the 1 draw. I'm sure Michelle's happy with that. Rapid Return, Kai Valley Amanda, Castle in the Sky, El Sadir, High Energy, as I said, for Mark and Nathan Purden and Greg Sugars in the cart. Ozira, down from Queensland, and Salaski, who won last start at... Oh, no, that's not the horse. Different horse. Sorry. Forgive me. Neville Pangrazio's got a horse in, but that's not his filly. I must get an update on his filly. We'll try and catch up with him. Bruno Milanaro, hello to you, Bruno. Jem O'Donoghue, hello to you. Tracy Hull, hello to you. 3-year-old classic tomorrow night. $20,000 3-year-old classic. Just sneaks in there. Anyway, nice field of 3-year-old fillies. Kiang Ladybag, Aurelius, of course, Nick Hooper. Little Miss Lily, I think that's the filly that won up in Queensland. So Kiang Blue Jeans and Major Maidstone. So $20,000 race on a Thursday night at Melton. 3-year-old, so this is the IRT, 3-year-old and older trot. Australian Tornado trot first heat. I wonder what the qualifications are. Horses with quite a few different ratings, that's for sure. Bit of a Dreamer, Black and Gold, Emmy's Avenger, Aldebaran Keeper, Visionary, Courageous Saint, Countess Chiron, and Call May Air. And then we have Constant, Kiang Chucky, Sir Eros, Gardena Ronda, Paris K, Revelstoke, Chinese Whispers. And then we have the second of the Prince of Speed, and we see James Rattray bringing down London to a Brick, also who won the Great Square in Queensland. Grumpy, Avenel Eagle, who's going terrific. London to a Brick, Lucid, good luck to you, Alex. DJ Dex, What's Up Party Time, and Mari Franklin. So some really nice trotters going around tomorrow night, that's for sure, at Kilmore. 3-year-old and older, no faster than AMO. So if you haven't won a Metropolitan race, you're eligible. So yeah, some nice horses have taken advantage of that, that's for sure. So wonder what the final is, Alex, if you're still watching. Yeah, so interesting little race series, that's for sure, that come up. But $12,000 heats into a good final, hopefully. And that's all you're after. Revelstoke, Chinese Whispers, Revelstoke, Paris K, Gardine. That's a great field. That is an absolute cracking field of trotters going around then. So, yeah, which is super for everyone. We want to be racing for more money. And if that's one way of doing it, that's the way to do it. Rightio. That's it, I think. Short and sweet. Good luck to everyone racing at Geelong. Michelle, good luck to you. Copy that. Will not be going to the Inter-Dominion. Paul Foster. Oh, hang on. We got horses here. If you name, sorry, I've missed a few of these. No Purden runners in New Zealand. Is Roger's horse entered? Doesn't appear to be. Copy that. Will not be going to the Inter-Dominion. Is there an issue, Paul Foster? Would like to know if you can. Holly Campbell, my daughter is watching. That's always good for ratings when your daughter's watching. She doesn't listen to anything I do. $50,000 race. M1. I think the final is $50,000 race. Interesting little race, but good. Got to do different. Hopefully it'll generate betting turnover. So that is everything. But yeah, good fields coming up, that's for sure. Mildura's got a huge meeting. I might just give Paul 2 secs if he's still there, saying that copy that won't be going. Is there an issue with him, or they just won't be taking him across? Because he was super when he went there last time, but he is a little bit of a handful. That is for sure. Going forward, Mildura, I said there that I won't give him too long because people probably are over it. But Mildura have got what have we got here at Mildura? 12 races at Mildura. So a big card of horses going around, fields going around there. So good luck to everyone, including the Northern Region Championships, $20,000 race. Got a great field. Heathburn Bruce won his 2 heats, and then our mates at Menko won one of the heats, and I think Douglas has won the other heat. I'm just trying to think. Rimu Valley, yeah. Michelle Phillips takes the drive. Won the other heat. Paul Foster. Ray nominated him, as he has not heard from owner Merv Butterworth. They're not keen to start him. As he had not... Okay, so he nominated him. Thanks, Paul. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. And, yep, that's good to know. So thank you very much for getting back to me there. Appreciate any input. We don't have to be the breakers. I said there before about the news. We just need to be positive on a lot of the stuff that we do and get the messages out there. Cranbourne Racing on Sunday. Big meeting starts at 12:30. So if you want to get involved in there, make sure you are 9 races going on. And Launceston have got another 9 races as well going on there. Australian Drivers' Championships here at 21st of October. Well, that's not too far away. We might get someone on from from Tassie very, very short. Warren Cochran, hello to you. Big meetings at Menangle and Albion Park. As always, plenty of other stuff overseas. Keep an eye out for it. Thank you to everyone that has contributed. Gregory Schofield, thank you very much. Won't be changing the times. I know it gets a bit harder, but it works for me 90% of the time. So once daylight savings comes in next week, after Sunday, of course it'll be a lot earlier for a lot of people. People will be outside doing stuff. But if you watch it on my YouTube feed, hit like, hit subscribe to Campbell's Comments on YouTube. And if you watch it on that, you can actually turn the phone off. Put your earbuds in, turn the phone, click the phone down to no screen and walk around listening to it. If you hear something that you think you might like to see, get involved there as well, and go from there. Scotty Purdon, you're more than welcome, mate. Right, so the final stats were on loose lines are tipping Brisbane to beat Collingwood 5-7 and Brisbane to beat Penrith 5-3. So big, hopefully that keeps everyone happy anyway. If not, oh well, we'll see what happens. But thank you joining in. Be back next week. Try and change it up. We're going to get some trainers on, find out about some of these juveniles coming through. Got yearling sales coming up very, very shortly, so plenty happening there. And we want to make sure we start promoting it. Don't want to leave it to the last minute. We want to get people involved in the industry. So please stay tuned for Campbell's Comments. Won't always be the same show week in, week out. We'll change it up as we can and go from there. Scotty Purdon, I'm not answering that one. Righto, see you guys all next.